You know what, guys? It really does baffle me that the left wants to go after children. 15, 20 years ago, if you actually heard about any politician or any person in general talking about transitioning a child, sex changes for children, you would have thought that person was crazy. I don't believe that anybody would probably be elected to a major office by pushing that. But we're living in 2023. And it's absolutely astonishing, guys, that the Democrats are actively out there pushing to transition children. It just baffles my mind. I will never, ever accept that. I mean, they are children. What does a 3 or 4-year-old know about sex and sexual identity? I mean, when I was 3 or 4, none of that ever crossed my mind. It was not a thing. When I was 3 and 4, I was into music, in the games. When I was a kid, I was in all that. Baseball, sports. But now all of a sudden in schools, they are bringing sexuality into elementary schools. That was never a thing when I was a kid. That would have never happened when I was a kid. Even when I was in high school. And I went into high school in the 1990s. This was not a thing. But right here today, they're going after the youngest of the youngest. And it's Democrats that are pushing this. They don't actually want you to be in control of your own kids. The government wants to control your kids. And in the People's Republic of California, I believe they're just way overstepping your constitutional rights. They want to invade your constitutional rights when it comes to your children. Look at this, guys. This is not a joke right here. New California bill aims to punish parents who refuse to affirm their child's gender identity. Yeah, California, guys. They want to lock you parents up that don't want to transition your kid. Now, in California, you may be teaching your kids the right thing, but when you send them to public school, they're getting indoctrinated with gender ideology. And what happens? Little Billy comes home. He says, you know what? I want to be named Jill now. I want to be called Jill now. You're going to be like, no, we're not doing that. You're my son. You're a boy. Well, I'm a girl. At school, they told me I was a girl. And you're going to be like, what? And if you actually refuse to transition that kid, they want to lock you up and take away your kids now. This is what Democrats, and I'm going to repeat that again. This is what Democrats want to do. They want to punish you parents for not transitioning your kids. This seems very, very unconstitutional to me. And it's these two people right here that are the proponents of this bill in the People's Republic of California. Look at this, guys. Assembly member Lori Wilson, California's only member with a child who transitioned from female to a trans man, and Senator Weiner, I'm probably not making it up there, guys. Weiner, a man with no children, co-authored Assembly Bill 957. This bill will be the gateway by which Child Protective Services, the police, and courts will find a parent who does not affirm their child's gender identity abusive in order to remove and cut off all ties from that child, from that parent's custody and control. This bill easily passed the Democrat majority assembly in recognition of Trans Day of Visibility. Yeah, Democrats did this. And you people in California that are thinking, I don't want this to happen, guess what? You voted for this. You Democrats voted for this. You guys, when you actually go out there and vote for Democrats, you're signing your own death warrant right there. You guys voted for these people. It goes on, it says this has been Weiner's goal for years. And with the last minute amendments. He had his champagne on ice and bag of mushrooms ready. Wow. I can't believe the times that we're actually living in, guys. AB 957, another Wiener Trans special, is a bill that will make it child abuse not to affirm your child's gender identity regardless of the age of your child. Folks, you got to pull your kids out of public school. Government-run education, man, is corrupting young minds. Get them out. Senator Wiener is slipping this in through the back door by amending the family code to redefine health, welfare, and safety to mean affirmation of a child's gender identity for purposes of determining which parent is more fit to have custody of the child. Wiener and Wilson just made not affirming a child abuse, or at the very least neglect. I mean, we got some video clips here too, guys. These people are out of their minds. Out of their minds.
So this particular bill adds the very important factor that affirming a child's gender identity is in their best interest, which is what your question is about. Why does it actually say that in an affirmative way? And it really is because if you have a 7-year-old who's talking about having a potential to say, being able to articulate that they believe that they are not the same gender as they are biologically, then it should be affirmed. And through care, it should be determined. And that's what we did with our own child. And that would give the ability for a parent who wasn't sure to affirm and get their child the care that they need to make that, so they can begin to articulate that determination. But by saying and rejecting it in wholesale, then you're essentially rejecting your child. And that is not in the best interests of a child. We should be affirming our children in every possible way and getting them whatever appropriate care they need, whether it's based on their gender, whether it's based on how their studies are in school. It doesn't matter. Our children should be affirmed. And this is saying that you have to include gender affirmation as a part of that.
7 years old, folks. 7 years old. You people in California, why would you actually vote this person in? 7 years old. That is just scary, guys. That is scary right there. Now, Scott Wiener, I believe this next clip here, this is actually him criticizing Texas, because Texas isn't allowing this stuff to happen. This is what happens, folks, when you vote for Democrats.
You need to be paying attention to what's happening to trans kids and their parents in Texas. The governor and attorney general of Texas, right-wing Republicans, are literally threatening to arrest the parents of trans kids for helping those kids get gender-affirming health care, and are threatening to actually take those kids away and put them in foster care. We need to send a strong message to trans kids in Texas that we have their backs, that they have a strong community around them. We're putting links in the comments about what you can do to support trans kids and their parents in Texas. We have to push back hard.
You know what they probably want to do? When kids can't actually transition themselves in Texas, because that's actually against the law here. They are given an open invitation to bring them to the People's Republic of California so they can sterilize your children. These Democrats are evil. This is wrong what they're doing. And that woman, this evil woman up here, said at any age, you should be transitioning children. Unbelievable. But let's move over here to Joe Biden, because Beijing Biden is pretty much echoing the same thing that these people are. Joe Biden does not deserve to be in office ever again. Look at this. Joe Biden uses White House to endorse child sex changes in message to the world. I believe this actually happened on quote unquote Trans Day of Visibility, whatever day that was. I have no idea. But this clip also is disturbing. There is something wrong with these Democrats, man. These Democrats are not Americans anymore. They're propagandists. I mean, they're out of their mind. Look at this. Biden says that the laws banning child sex changes are dangerous. Quote, anti-LGBTQ legislation targeting trans kids or children. Let's play this.
You know, when families across the country face excruciating decisions to relocate to a different state to protect their child from dangerous anti-LGBTQ laws, we have to act. We have to act as a nation. We need to push back against the hundreds of callous and cynical bills and laws introduced in states targeting transgender children, terrifying families, and criminalizing doctors and nurses. These bills and laws attack the most basic values and freedoms we have as Americans. That's not hyperbole, that's a fact.
That's quite a ways.
The right to be yourself, the right to make your own health decisions, the right to raise your own children.
This is scary, guys. This is coming directly from the mouth of the man that's supposed to be running this country. And we know that this guy is running this country into the ground. Why is the left coming for your children? Why do they want to sexualize children? I mean, the stuff that they actually do to these children to affirm them, these kids have no idea what's being put into their bodies. No idea whatsoever. So these leftists want you, the parents, to allow your children to make life-altering decisions at 5, 4, 3, 7, 10, 12 years old. I mean, this is crazy. These people should not be running the country, but unfortunately, people in California, they just vote the same way. They vote the same way. Based on what Joe Biden said, there's no way, among the many other things, he should be running this country ever again. You people that vote Democrat, listen to this stuff. You guys got a choice, because I know that me, most of the listeners here on this channel, we're not going to be voting for Biden. Didn't vote for him the first time. I'm not going to vote for him ever. I don't vote Democrat, because this is what happens when you vote Democrat. Now, you black people, I'm telling you this because I'm black. Wake up. Stop voting Democrat, because this is the Democrat values. And guess what? I know that the Democrats really don't align with the values of the majority of black people. I don't know one single black person that would actually agree with this stuff. And you know what? Maybe they'll still go out there and vote Democrat. Maybe they will, because they've been voting Democrat their whole life. It needs to stop. It definitely does. But that's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.